What's up everyone, and welcome to my first look at Storybook Brawl, a brand new card game auto-battler similar to Hearthstone's Battlegrounds. I'm Xizta, and this is my first time over here on MMOBomb. Well, not my first time here, like, visiting, but my first time, featured here. Before we get into things, I think I'm supposed to tell you to like, comment, and subscribe, but I'm not contractually obligated. Actually, I don't even have a contract. What am I even doing here? Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. You're your own person. Do what you want. Before we even get started talking about the game, I want to remind you guys that this game is in early access on Steam, and some of my gripes or complaints with it may not be in the final product. If you spend any time watching or playing Hearthstone's Battlegrounds, you will pick up on this game quickly. However, if you are new to this genre, it may take you a little more time. Even with all my knowledge of Hearthstone's Battlegrounds, it took me about 2 hours to be confident enough that I could scan through the shop quickly to know exactly what I was looking for, and in addition, another 2 hours to secure my first win, because let's be real here, couldn't allow myself to make a video with at least getting one first place victory. I struggled with the UI, especially at first, because it's rather overwhelming and cluttered, yet at the same time, it doesn't feel like there's enough information. Here's everything about my opponent. Basically, nothing. It doesn't even tell you what minion types they're playing with, their current win streak, or even how many tripled minions they have. All very important information that may change how I want to play my next turn. Not only that, but a lot of the descriptions on the cards are not easy to access, or sometimes not available at all. Sometimes it takes a bit of fiddling with the cards to even get their tooltips to show up. You can, however, just keep playing in practice mode to get familiar with everything without worrying about the round timers. It's something that I highly recommend spending a lot of time in, even if it's just to be able to identify the cards by their artwork, to make gameplay much smoother. Typically, you would expect to use your gold to both buy minions and to level up, but here, you have XP to level. How you earn it, or how much it takes to get to the next level, is beyond me. I just noticed it went up after a while. There are a few cards that say that they give XP for doing certain things, but that's irrelevant when you don't even know how much XP it takes to get to the next level. You can't even mouse over the XP to see any information on it. You do use gold to buy minions, or characters as they call them here. With a little over 12 types for synergy, this makes it extremely overwhelming at first, as some of the character types don't even show up until late game. On top of that, there are good and evil characters of those character types as well that change the synergy even further. While extremely overwhelming, it does hold true to the easy to play, difficult to master mantra. Also, did I mention it's overwhelming? You have two rows for characters. The first row is basically taunted minions protecting the backline, and the second row is mainly for range characters and supporters, which buff the characters in front of them. You even have a bench of sorts where you can move characters you currently don't want to keep in play anymore, but don't want to get rid of either. You can buy characters right from the shop and put them directly onto the bench for use later, all of which feels really refreshing to me. Some characters even have keywords like Flying, which ignores the front line of enemy characters, Last Breath, which triggers an effect on death, Support, which buffs the cards directly in front of it, Slay, which triggers an effect if it kills another character, Ranged, which deals damage upon its attack phase but doesn't receive it unless it is directly targeted, and Quest, which gives a bonus effect once the quest criteria is met. I feel these are all really straightforward and unique and adds a lot of diversity to your playstyles. My personal favorite character is the Puff Puff. Puff Puff upon dying gives all of your Puff Puffs everywhere +1/+1 permanently. That means whether or not they're on the board, whether or not they're on the bench, or even in the shop before you buy them for the first time, they've already gained the buff. So when you fill an entire board of Puff Puffs, it can get chaotic really quickly. The first character type to truly click for me were the dwarves. I found them really easy to build and just really straightforward. Dwarves also have a lot of really good early game characters that still hold up deep into the late game, such as Doubly, who doubles all benefits to their attack and health. This paired with my hero, Jax Giant, and all my minions in the front row gain +2 health. Doubly, who started out as a 1/1 minion, was now a 1/5 minion on turn 1. Turn 2, I played Fanny, which supported Doubly with +2/+2, making it actually +4/+4, and it just snowballed out of control from there. By the end of the game, doubly had over 100 attack. This is what I used to secure my first win. I personally found some of the later character types, such as dragons, harder to build as I was lacking any synergy to make them as strong as some of my already established characters, but I definitely see room for them if everything lands correctly for you. When you collect 3 copies of the same character, they merge into one empowered character, and you unlock a treasure based on that minion's level. Treasures are passive benefits that stick with you throughout the entire game, up to a maximum of 3 you can choose to replace with any other treasure. With over 70 treasures, you have a lot of options to customize your board. I personally love the Deepstone Mine treasure, which gave all of my dwarves +2/+2, which really helped me transition into a late game dwarves build. You can also purchase spells in the store for gold. In most cases, you get the option to buy 1 spell per shop refresh that can affect anything from the minions in the store, your or your opponent's minions, or even gamble with the outcome of the round. This was when my brain went to overdrive. Laser beams started flying out of the sky, stuff was dying, half my board took damage. Gameplay seemed way too fast when spells go off at the start, and you barely have time to figure out what happened. But once you know what all the spells do, it becomes more tolerable. I'm extremely torn on the way this game does microtransactions. On one hand, I hate games that require you to make purchases for things that include character power, which this game kind of does by offering 27 purchasable characters, each with their own unique abilities. On the other hand, I have to remember this is a free-to-play game, and unlike other CCGs, this one isn't using card packs or other game modes as a source of income. You are, however, given 6 free characters that are still totally capable of winning you the game. I am disappointed that you don't even earn 1 premium gem for a first place victory, or at the very least a lesser currency that can be converted to gems later. Currently, the only way to acquire gems in-game is solely through in-shop purchases with real money. If you don't mind tossing a few bucks at the game, the early access bundle is definitely great value. For $5, you get a few early access bonuses like character border and emotes, but you also get enough gems to purchase 3 heroes, which alone would usually cost about $20. For all you whales out there, they're also offering a $120 bundle that comes with enough gems to buy all the current heroes except for 2, along with an exclusive hero skin. Overall, I really like this game. Sure, it has its faults, like the UI is a bit clunky, while also offering not enough vital information. You kind of get used to it. The game is a lot of fun, and they definitely made it their own, rather than just being a carbon copy of some of the ones that came before it. I absolutely love the fairy tale theme, and all the artwork. I also love that it doesn't just pull from classic fairy tales, but also from all forms of mythology as well. Although, there is a little too much Christmas stuff for my liking, playing the game in the summer at least. But bring on Halloween. Would love to see some mummies and skeletons. Imagine the stuff they could do with that. There are some areas that are extremely lacking, such as no voice acting for any heroes or characters, no way to invite friends to play matches with you, no leaderboards, and most of all, no mobile. However, all of these are planned for the future. This is the kind of game that screams mobile to me. Once it makes its way over there, I know I'll be hooked. Anything I can play while laying down and just relaxing, always a time sink for me. I've already spent 6 hours playing this game just for this first look, and I foresee myself playing more of this in the future. I personally would like to see more maps, maybe interactions on the map that you can click on to find little Easter egg interactions while you're waiting for the timer. Their Discord server is also extremely active, and everyone seems super friendly. The devs are constantly chatting, answering questions, and paying attention to feedback. Feel free to pop over there and check it out. The link can be found on the main screen of the game. I personally love when developers stay in close communication with the player base. It's very refreshing and makes the players feel like they're part of the development team. If you guys enjoyed this first look and would like to see more content like this, follow MMOBomb on MySpace and be sure to add them to your top... Wait, what? What do you mean there's no MySpace account? Okay, fine. Scratch that. There's probably some links down in the description below. I said probably because I'm just recording this. I don't know what happens after I pass this on. I don't want to just assume someone put them there. If they're not there, don't blame me. But if they are, you probably clicked them or something, so... I think that's it. See you later? Magic Man is never going to ask me back after this. How do I stop recording?